So, what happens when our automated world just breaks down? Today, we're diving deep into the Operator series. It's this really unique toolkit designed for the people who have to go out and fix it, the ones who are that critical link between human hands and autonomous machines. I mean, let's start with a really high stakes question. Picture this. You've got these automated machines working way out there, far from any help, and one of them breaks. What do? Who shows up? And what tools do they even use to fix it? And this isn't science fiction, you know? It's a very real problem of logistics, and maybe more importantly, of trust. So the answer lies in what the source material calls the DeReticular ecosystem. Now, that's basically a fancy term for a decentralized network of autonomous machines. And in this whole system, that final crucial step, the diagnosis, the repair, the authorization, it can only be done by one person, a human field technician. They are literally the last line of defense, the hands-on expert in a world run by silicon. And a technician like that needs a very particular set of tools. This is where the Operator series comes into play. And believe me, it's not just a laptop and a screwdriver. It's a purpose-built toolkit designed from the ground up to bridge that gap between human intuition and cold, hard machine logic. Okay, so this whole toolkit really boils down to two key pieces. On one side, you have the Sovereign Deck, which is pretty much a mobile diagnostics cyber deck. And on the other side, you've got the Sovereign Key, a device that acts as what they call the human root of trust. So, one is for digging in and analyzing, the other is all about your identity and authority. Let's break them down. First up is the Sovereign Deck. I want you to think of this as the ultimate field terminal. It's designed from the get-go to operate in places where your normal laptop would just give up and die instantly. And yeah, it's got a professional price tag to match. At just under $1,300, this is clearly not some consumer gadget. It's a serious tool for a serious job. So what exactly makes it worth that kind of money? Well, every single feature here is designed to solve a real-world problem out in the field. That IP65 rugged chassis, it means you can drop it and it'll be fine. The sunlight-readable display, that means you can actually see what you're doing under a blazing desert sun. And hot-swappable batteries, that means you can work all day long without ever having to hunt for a power outlet. This thing is built for reality. But the deck has one feature that really, truly sets it apart from anything else. The designers, they call it the special sauce. What is it? It's an integrated software-defined radio, or SDR. Now, this allows the technician to literally see the invisible world of radio frequencies all around them. They can visualize a machine's communications, they can fingerprint its unique signal, and figure out if some kind of rogue interference is messing with the whole system. It's like giving the operator a sixth sense. Okay, so that's the deck. Now let's talk about its partner, the Sovereign Key. This device is less about diagnostics and way more about a really powerful philosophy, the human root of trust. And here is the crucial point, the whole reason this thing exists. In a world full of remote hacks and spoofed signals, the key is designed to be the one and the only way to prove that a human being is physically present and is authorizing a critical action. Think about what that means. No cloud passwords that can be stolen, no remote logins that can be intercepted by some hacker halfway across the world. Nope. If you want to perform a sensitive operation on a machine, you must have this physical key with you, right there. It just fundamentally shuts down an entire class of remote cyber attacks by demanding physical, human accountability. And get this, look at the price point, $75. It's such a fascinating contrast to the DAC, right? And it really highlights that its value isn't in some complex processor, but in its singular, vital function of proving your identity. And it does all this using well-established, super secure protocols. You can think of it like a digital Swiss Army knife for trust. It uses FIDO2 for passwordless logins, OpenPGP to digitally sign maintenance logs to create an unforgeable record of what you did, and PIV for highly secure access to a machine's core systems. It's really a multi-tool for digital trust. All right, so now we know what these tools do, but how are they actually made? Let's pull back the curtain a little bit and look at the business behind the build, from raw factory components all the way to a technician's hands. So the Sovereign Deck actually starts its life as just a raw, rugged tablet. But the really key step is what they call the mod. The chassis is physically opened up to install that special SDR module. Then it's flashed with a custom operating system, the radio gets calibrated, and it's kitted out for the field. It's a very hands-on, custom process. The keys process, though, is totally different, and for a really critical security reason. After they get laser etched, the keys are shipped completely blank. No cryptographic material is ever generated at the factory. This is huge because it prevents supply chain attacks. The user themselves generates the keys in a secure claiming ceremony, which ensures that only they have control from the very, very beginning. So, from a business perspective, how do the numbers shake out? Well, they're pretty solid. The deck's custom modification and its higher price point allow for a really healthy 46% margin. The key, which is more of a standardized piece of hardware, brings in a very respectable 33%. It's a smart strategy, right? Balancing a high-value custom product with a lower-cost, high-volume one. Of course, no product is perfect. There are always risks. And what's cool is that the source material is really transparent about them. You might worry that the operating system is too complex for some users, right? Well, the deck boots into a simplified field mode interface to make it easy. And what happens if a technician loses their only key? That would be bad. So the system is designed to strongly encourage having a backup key registered to their identity. For every problem, there's a thought-out solution. So when you put it all together, you start to see that the Operator series is so much more than just a tablet and a USB key. It's really a complete philosophy. It's a system designed to be a bridge, making sure that no matter how automated our world becomes, there is always a human in the loop. Always someone who is accountable, and ultimately, always someone in control. And that really leaves us with a final, big question to think about. As automation just keeps accelerating and our digital systems become more and more abstract, what is the real, tangible value of being able to definitively prove you're human?